What's up, guys? How's everyone doing today? Man, almost looks like we're going straight up here at the before we even open. All right, let me see if I can get these levels. It's definitely a no news Monday, so don't really know what to expect from those. Sometimes you just kind of have to go with the market if you can find a move. A lot of times, if we don't have no news Monday, sometimes I stay away from the funded accounts just because it could be pretty choppy. Let's see here. So for Bears case, first target down, you would be looking at 58.86 to 88. Did we already hit those levels? I mean, we could already hit those levels. Actually, I mean, if you kind of look at it, those levels have already kind of played out if you were trading early. Look, I mean, on the T, 88 to 86, guys. All right, so let's see. Next target up should be the 59.10. So if we pull back and we do lose the 86.88, we could have a flush to the 58.71, then recover from there. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on that and see if we lose that 86.88 later this morning, since we've already tested that target. Here, we're just kind of looking for something above the 59. For bulls, we're going to look for something above the 59.10s. Okay, so bulls case Monday. Before I even stroll down, I already kind of knew what he was talking about. It would be the 57 to 10 for bulls. All right. All right, so those are the numbers we're looking for on the ES this morning. So above 59.07 to 10, we're looking for longs. Below the 58.88 to 86, below that we're looking for shorts. But I feel like we missed the really good entry this morning. That was the 86 to 88 bounce this morning. I mean, it was just like freaking on the mark. All right. Also, we also have a free indicator for that will mark out your fair value gaps for you. For anybody that possibly struggles with fair value gaps. What's up, Savage? How are you doing today? Pretty good. Just kind of ready to get money started. Monday started. I mean, basically looking at the way the 200s moving averages, everything's kind of getting back above the 200 moving average. So definitely a nice setup for possibly longs. All right. We don't have a 25K eval, but we are still trading a 50K eval, so that's going to be the go-to this morning. Let's draw some. Which I'm not really a big fan of taking trades in the opening anyway, but I feel like this could be a possible nice setup for long here. If we can pull back all the way to our 50 moving average, then 200, then break the trend. Because right now we're making a nice little trend pullback here. Kind of making out a little bear flag, a bull flag. But I'm not going to jump in that first couple minutes just because I usually get chopped up if I do that, just because it's going back and forth so fast. So let's see. So we're still on the same funded accounts. We did start a new 50K last week. So I think we only took maybe 2 trades with that account last week, because maybe 3. I think we might have had 2 winners with 1 loser with that account. So because we're only up about $400 on that funded account. These 2 I have passed. I just have not paid the activation fee. So that's why we're at a $12 loss. So I just try to add another trading day to it, just because I don't want Bulanox to cancel it or put it, cancel the account because it's not being traded. Then our smaller 25K funded account, we're right a little over 26,000. So we made $1,000 in this account. Unfortunately, we still need to make another $1,600 to even consider a payout. Ugh. Let's see if they're trapping some folks. So did they break out of the flag? It looks like they did, because to me, I would think this would be the support level here. All right. Where's my ES chart here? To me, it looks like a trap, just because all the EMAs are above the 200 here. It's gotta, I feel, well, man, I don't know. Those have gone straight down. I still like it. Phil has to pull back here, retouch the 200s. Just man, this thing just went straight on down. Looks like we're making possibly a that might have been the, let's see if that was the trap here. Come on. Thing just went straight down. Good morning, Andy. How are you doing today? I feel like we get back above this, we should push back up into there. Maybe we can fill back in this, kind of finish filling in this gap back up at the 55s or even up at the 200s. Nope. Man. I mean, this 25 level is holding up pretty strong right now. I was kind of hoping for a faster reaction back up to the upside, but maybe we can make a little bear flag. Be nice if we can see a bear flag just kind of play out back up here into the 20s. Since the bull flag didn't work out a while ago. It was very tempting to take this above the 39, but good morning, Bear. How are you doing today? Oh yeah, we're still breathing over here, my guy. Still breathing. We're still just trying to be patient here, trying to be patient. Oof. Oh yeah, I don't have near the sinus issues I have. It's pretty much went away this weekend. Well, we created a nice little bear flag, but it did not happen, guys. So maybe now we can get the push up to kind of push back up into your normal levels here for us to push back down. We do got the highs all the way up here. We are breaking our trend here. Just remember, it's still early. It's before the 15 minutes. You want to definitely be patient. I want to see this possibly maybe print on the other side of the trend. But we have such a short stop loss, man. There's the 20s down there. All right. It's just the ES looks bullish and the ES looks bearish. So it's what's making it a little bit more difficult to kind of take that short. I'm just going to have to watch this one. Like I said, it's just the ES looks bullish here. We just got to see which one's going to take which one down or up. This is why I kind of put in the chat this morning that it could just be a choppy. Good morning, Candlelight. How are you doing? I'm sorry I wasn't looking at the chat there. I was so kind of focused on the charts right now. So it looks like the bear flag is trying to pay, but it's still a struggle. You don't want to sit in this trade. You know, you want it to just go. And we've got a huge fair value gap here, but man, your stop loss would have to be massive. Right now, it just seems like it's just trapping guys. This bear flag we had drawn out just paid 20 points. But it just been like crappy to sit through. That's the only downside to that. So this is going to be our 15-minute here at the 21. Yeah. All right, so kind of missed out on that bear flag setup there, but like I said, it's still kind of early in the morning and I just felt uncomfortable with it. $15-minute may pay this morning because it looks like we'll go to break even just because how choppy it is. And we're running into a fair value gap, and we're also running into the 200s here. Okay. So we'll just wait for the retest. I still think it may go just because I feel like the ES wants to go down there and retest the 88. But this morning, we're just not really sure. Just because that's where we had the same breakout earlier. And here's the 15 minutes. So this is the area we want to see hold here. We're being a lot more cautious because we're on our funded account. Man, this looks like it's going to go. Like I said, we just paper handed this one. I don't know. we're still finding some support at that 15-minute close candle here. Where's the 15-minute charts? I got the 15 minutes up here somewhere. So it looks like the 15-minute will clear out a gap down at the 05s. We should go to 05s. That'll be the bottom of the fair value gap on the 15 minutes. It looks like we hit the 05 right on the head there, or 06s. It's like I want to re-enter around this level here, but man, whenever it consolidates like this, it makes it so much tougher to find an entry. So whenever I looked for that first move earlier, I was looking for a nice 20, 30 point breakout. But once I saw it struggling, that's why we just went ahead and just went to break even. So let's see if the the NASDAQ can get through this 05 here, because that's a pretty good size 15-minute fair value gap sitting there. And you got a wick all the way down at the 75s on the ES. No, not ES. I'm sorry, NASDAQ. I keep getting confused for some reason. So here's that 75 kind of area. Got to get through the 06s there. I just hope it's not a fast dump where it doesn't really offer us an entry. Either we dump below the 06s or we can pull back and maybe make us another bear flag. We missed this bear flag, like I said, just felt uncomfortable with it. Yeah. Sorry about that. I was watching the 15-minute there. So here's your 15 minutes. So that's why we're watching the 15 minutes. See how we got a big wick down here at the 80s. Just gonna know if this could be one of those deals when it goes, it's just gonna go. Back at the 9. That was kind of like a 15-minute retest there at the 18s. Man, it looks like it just wants to get through that level so bad there. So this is kind of like where you can get in those entries 1, 2 candles early because you know it's going down. It's just like when it's going to go. You don't want to have that pullback all the way up to the 20 EMA and hold this thing. And they even play it smart. I may just need to play it smart and just switch back over to evals because some of this just not how comfortable I am with the funded account right now. It's just I hate when it's just kind of chopping like this. I'd rather just wait to get some kind of breakout or movement and retest. All right, so there's your 15-minute candle again. It's so there's your 20. That's kind of what I was talking about before. Oh, we do have news this morning? I didn't realize that, Candlelight. Not a very good bull flag here. Or bear flag. I'm sorry. I don't know why I get those mixed up constantly. Definitely don't want to see us back above the 30 level here if you're looking for shorts. We got a Fed speaker also. I don't really look too much into other Feds, and usually unless it's Powell speaking bear. See if we get a 200 trade here. Sometimes we get a hit a trade, then we'll pull all the way back. When you hit that off that 200, where's the ES at? All right, so the ES is back at that 98 level. I think Manzini said he added to his long this morning at the 98. Man, this thing is trapping today, guys. Got to be careful. Man, look at this huge candle here on the ES, man. It's just pumping. All right, so maybe eventually one of these nice looking flags are going to work out for us. And it could just be trapping on both sides, so just consider that. Look at so this is a 15-minute chart here. So right now, looking at the 15 minutes, we ran into all this resistance. But a lot of times when we get to the bottom of your 15 minutes and we don't break through, most of the time we'll just be going long for the day. All right, so what we want to do here, let's see if we can get another little bear flag popping here, or bull flag. Shoot. I think we got... Let's see where the highs is at today. All the way at the 650s. So we got 75 points to hopefully try to find something between here and the highs of the day. so far we did try to take a little stab at a short this morning, but like I said, we felt uncomfortable with it because it stalled. So we just went to break even. So it's either going to go or stop us out for break even. And so that's kind of what happened this morning on our first trade here. Where's the top of the 15-minute here? Here. That was a retest of the, I don't know if that was the retest because we broke through the 15-minute to the upside. But hell, seemed like today every trade on both ends might be a little risky. It's like we're just trapping on both ends. Let's see. Let's see if we're going to continue ripping here. Like I said, most of these trades seem pretty risky today, so definitely got to enter at these at your own risk today. I think above, if I can get above 90, we'll just go to break even. Ah, shoot, what did I do? All right, above 90, we're going, like I said, we're going to go to break even above. Oh, damn it. Got that freaking 90 drama, I swear. Oh, no, it stopped right at the 90. That's why I said that we're going to try to go to break even above 90 because, oh, man, it hit that 90 right on the dot. I wanted to be in right at 80, but I had to wait for a print above that freaking, whatchamacallit, above our line there. What's up, Pine Tree? $83. We may risk, since I don't like risking this much, but I don't want to get, might just be a 1-for-1 trade here today. Damn. Oh, it's not looking too convincing, guys. We'll have to decide in a minute if we're going to cut our losses, and because right now our entry is at 83. You know, I've repeated this multiple times. This is why I hate taking trades into the 90 level. Because we could have a possible pullback to our 20 EMA down to the 50, and that's just too far for me to take on that kind of leverage. All right, above 90, we're just going to break even, guys. So it's either going to come back and stop us out, or it's going to continue. So I could take this off right now for a $200 profit. Damn, come on, go already. Damn it. Looks like it may come back and get us, guys. Oh well. All right, so that was what our funded account, so that was a no-go. So now we're going to switch over to our eval here. Unfortunately, we could have taken that off for a $200 winner, but we were looking for a, what do you want to call it, a $400 trade. Let's see. Let me try it one more time. All right. So all we did that time is just take it for the $200. I mean, we might get the 400, but man, I don't want to just keep trying that crap over and over. Oh, I'm sorry. We ended up 175. So we ended up with 175. I really wanted a 400. Watch it, because 03, that would have been my original entry a while ago, 03, but we're being cautious today just because we're on our funded account there. So I was trying to get between I would have loved to have the 400, but that would have been my $400 there. But I just hate when we had the breakout here and we just went straight to consolidation. So now we can either look for a pullback because we're pretty far away from our EMAs. We're getting pretty far. I've never had, would you accidentally close out your chart, Pine Tree? All right, guys, it looks like, did anybody stay in that long this morning and get the full 20 or there goes the 30. That was 30 points. Oh, I can't believe I paper-handed that trade this morning. That sucks. I was so nervous just because of how bad we've been just, not the chop, but just trapping people this morning. The trap was really bad this morning. All right, so let's see if we can wait for another little, you're still in it? Candlelight, why don't you say, stay in it, Huss? Don't paper hand it. Oh, my God. Your target. Yeah, I feel like that's a good target if you're able to stay in it because 650s is our highs. Where was your entry at, Candlelight? Okay, so you got in at 592. Yeah, to me 80 was my ideal entry. That's where I wanted the 80. Got a pivot sitting up here at the 630s. We're backing back into the whole number. Let's see here. $15 all the way back down there. Oh. Oh no, Ponzi. I think we need to get them 650s first, man. We need them 650s. anything. Hopefully we don't get stuck in this pivot here. I mean, this fair value gap here. And we got that pivot point at the 30s up there. Might have didn't get a deep enough pullback on this one, guys. Struggling to get through this this freaking fair value gap here at the 617s. All right. Fortunately, it looks like we're going to have that 20 pullback here. You're flat. Yeah, it's struggling to get through these 17s. We may get stopped out here. I'm really hoping for it, man. It seems like most of my entries are always has to be around the consolidation time. I swear, it makes it so tough sometimes. Because what happens whenever you struggle to move higher, you know that eventually you're going to have that 20 EMA touch. I'd like to see us even clear out this gap here. Clear out this gap, then maybe reverse. And we also got a pivot up here too. So the more times it bounces, the more likely we're going to have a pull back into the 90s. But we'll just have to take this loss because I'm not going to risk more than $100 on this trade. I mean, it's giving me plenty of opportunity to just get out. But like I said, we're just going to risk $100. We'll either make the $100 or so, or we will lose $100. Oh, it's trying so hard. Come on. If we can get through the 17s, we definitely could get the 30s. We just got to get through this freaking fair value gap here. There we go. It's getting in there. It's getting in there. All right, there was what I'm talking about. It got in the butter. It got in there. Whew. Had me a little nervous. Now we're at the top of the line here. My next target's sitting up here at the pivot. Then my target after that's going to be the highs. Well, nope. 10 points off or so. So I was in the trade this morning, but unfortunately we paper handed it and we did not capitalize on that whole trade this morning. So annoying. Here we go. Get on up there, pivot. It's sitting right there at the 30s. Come on. And we're also about 3 minutes from our IBH breakout too. Oh, don't one tick me. Don't one tick me. No. All right, there we go. I thought I was about to say, come on, man. Come on. All right, added a little bit more to the funded. All right, so if we can get our next target, that'll put us about 140 or so on this funded account for the day. All right, guys. After this trade, we're done with conservative entries. We will be switching over to our 90% eval, which anybody knows that watches me. We will be probably trading a little bit more aggressively after this trade here. All right, we don't want to lose all the profits, so we're just going to go to the pivot. There's no reason to risk, what's this, 40 bucks, just, no. Oh, I'm not pull. Are you full important? Maybe way back down here at the 80s, but not up here. Come on, 50. No, the entry was back there. The 80, 82s where my first entry was, guys. That was the entry of the morning. That was your breakout entry. But like I said, we paper handed it because we were still nervous from earlier from it trapping. So, like I said, my original entry was 583. So what is that? 50 points, 60 points. I mean, that's insane. I hate that when I hate when I paper trade, like not paper trade, but paper hand trades like that because I don't trust myself. All right, we're going to start taking more of this because I'm not going to give up 20 bucks just to not make $1 or $2. So what is that? 20, almost. We're going to go to even 43. That's 30 points. So, all right. So 30 points off of that trade total. So we ended up with 164 on that trade there. That's with 5 micros. We made 164 bucks. And the one that I paper handed, I was trading a mini with that one, just one mini. I was looking for 20 points, but we settled for 10 for 175. So Oh wow, that was our IBH breakout too. I didn't even. I lost track of that. All right, so we may look for a retest of the IBH here. Let's see if we can get a retest. So all of our trades this morning were bear flag or bull flag breakouts, guys. So let's see here. Where's the ADE? It wasn't a great bull flag. Like it was very, very small. My original entry was 83. We had a stop loss right below the 70s or around about the 15 minutes here. Then our second entry, because we paper handed it, was this here where we kind of stalled. We pulled back into our non-EMA here. Then we got long about the 13. But unfortunately, I got long into a consolidation period. And those make it for tough holds too. Man, there was so much profit left on the table this morning. Candlelight, what did you end up with since you got long about the 90s? What was your 90 entry? What made you take it at the 93? Is it because of the breakout of the consolidation box? Like this? Okay, so you took it with the breakout of the consolidation box after the pullback. Okay. Okay. I've tried that a few times, but it seems like I don't. Oh, because of the. See, I always forget about that POC thing. And see, I still don't. I haven't really looked into it very much, so I don't really know much about it. Yeah, you make big bucks. Me, I'm over here. I'm over here just like a little sucker fish. I'm just over here just taking nibbles. I really wanted that $400 trade this morning. I was feeling it, but just couldn't do it. This is insane. I know, isn't it insane that we're. It's just like, man, I wish I'd have just left my one runner in there. It's like, man, we're just going to the moon. We would have been right now if we'd have left our runner in. We're like what 23 points away from a 100-point move from our second entry. From the second entry, our first entry, we are up 100 points. That is insane. Oof. All right, so what we got to do now, we just pretty much got to be patient. I'm going to be waiting for the pullback into our IBH here. That's my next trade. So, and this is going to be on an eval. Unless we can get a nice looking bull flag set up. It might be bull flag Monday, guys. I mean, we got a lot of room back over here to the left of us. So this will be the third move of the day. So this is where I probably won't be doing funded accounts. Like I said, we're moving over to evals at the moment. Or maybe we don't get a pullback. We'll just consolidate here. You know, we get that 90 price action here. You really need to see a pullback to your 21 EMA. That right there would be your ideal pullback this morning. Especially when you're this high up without any kind of pullbacks. But I mean, even this little pullback here, to me, are very weak pullbacks. You're just pulling back into your 9 and 8 EMA. You want to see your really nice, good bear bull flag setups is when you pull back to the 20, draw your trend line and look for the breakout. Big old red donkey candles. Come on, Ponzi. Let's get us a couple more good winners on the upside. Then for the lunchtime, we'll let the bears have it. The really nice spot would be if we can get back to this IBH down in the 50s, guys. Looking good so far. It's looking good. We're getting below the 9. We really want to see us get below the 9. Pull back towards the 20 EMAs. The 21 EMAs, your initial balance high. So these were really good pullback spots here. But like I said, we will be taking more aggressive trades now. So if this is going to be borderline necessarily gambling, but they're going to be a lot of high risk, more trades because we've already traded our funded. So we're done trading conservative this morning. And that was these two funded accounts. That's why we were so much paper handing our trades this morning, because they were funded accounts. Woo. Setting up a good looking bull flag, guys. Setting up a good looking bull flag. Just a little bit, man, we can just get a little bit deeper. This is almost 100 points off of the original bull flag from this morning. Getting kind of flat. I hate when it starts getting like this. Like I said, I don't know. Usually I like it for it to print above the trend line, but like I said, we're going to be a lot more aggressive since we are in an eval. Remember, guys, we've already moved up over 100 points this morning, so any longs up here is going to be super risky. Like, I definitely wouldn't be taking funded account trades up here. At least I wouldn't be doing it. I don't, you got to do your own thing as far as whenever you risk your funded account. Just because I don't believe the pullback was not deep enough for me. I wanted to see the pullback back here into the 50s or even a 21 EMA, and we still may have to get that pullback. Because we've gone kind of flat up here. Yeah. Woo, may have to go in and close this one out just because I don't want to risk over the $200 that we're in this for. Give it a little bit more to see if it holds. But 73.70 is about my line in the sand for this. No, I'm not going to eat out today. Thank you guys, though. Yeah. Phew. The struggles. Come on. See, there's no way I could have sat through this with funded. This is where I struggle with funded accounts. But evals is kind of like, eh. So I'll give it another couple minutes. If we can't get through the 90s, we may just close this trade and just wait for the next setups, guys. Maybe we'll get that big sell-off that Ponzi speaks of. But it has given us quite a bit of opportunities to get out of this at break even if you're uncomfortable with holding. Above 90, about that 90, 93 is where we're looking to go to break even at, guys. Let's see if we can even get the push. I mean, it's like we just hit the wall. So this is why I had a hard time staying in this morning with my funded account, because we did the same exact thing where we started consolidating. I mean, it's... All right, we're in the macro time. Come on, let's get the macro breakout. There's nothing like a little 90 drama, guys. The 90 dramas are kicking our butt today. It did it on the first trade, and it's doing it on this one. Come on, 90. Should we go to break even? Should we go to break even? Do we do it? I may. Let's see. Just because we've been in this freaking trade for freaking ever. Or maybe I'll risk that. I'll just risk 3 points. We'll just risk 3 or 4 points. We'll just risk like 40 bucks on this trade and see if we can get all of our profit, because we have lots of contracts we can sell once we get through here. Damn it. If it stops us out, we may just look for another entry. All right. Well, that one, that cost us, what, $72. We held that forever. All right. We'll look for us to hold above our 20 here and see what happens. I'm glad we moved up just to kind of get you know, most of the profit off of that. About the same entry. Like I said, guys, we're going to be super aggressive now. So like I said, we're not being conservative. We are trading our eval aggressive today. We've already had our conservative trades this morning. I thought that was going to be the breakout there. Once we printed green and I saw another green, man, I thought that was going to be the one. We got the 20 test. Usually we get the 20 test, we'll get that nice little push up there to the highs. Dang, come on. Son, didn't want to see that red candle there. You think it may be a bigger pullback? Man, if we get through the 20s, we probably are going to get a really big pullback then. I guess I can't risk no more than 10 on this. All right. My charts froze. That's the only thing about having these freaking fair value gaps. If you change anything on your charts, it freezes them. You have to give it like a minute or two, guys, for the charts to update on these fair value gaps here. I changed the time frame on this other chart over here, and what it does is it freezes my stuff up until it finishes calculates. Excuse me. So we're just kind of back to the consolidation again. Looks like we have equal highs sitting up at their 90s. So Candlelight kind of said that we needed to have the pullback to the 68. We did get the pullback to the 68. What's up, John? Wow, we just cannot move higher. Any trades this morning, John? All right, finally got through those freaking 90s. Whew. Nice, up on $100. We took back-to-back losers. Then we took another trade on some minis here. We kind of took something what Candlelight was saying, like if 68 holds, we could possibly look for a long off 68. So we took Candlelight's advice. Not on stream, though, just because, you know, I just traded it off to the side here. Anybody that puts advice in the chat, you just have to take that at your own risk. Yes, we took 2 moves on that this morning, John, but I paper handed it and I didn't get the full $400 like I wanted. So we entered twice on 2 funded accounts. So this morning we were looking for $400 on this account here, on this one, the 50K funded account, but we only ended up with 175 because we took our profit at 10 because we set through a lot of consolidation. So I got kind of nervous. Then this one we entered again with 5 micros on a second pullback. And we were able to work it out where we got 164 off of micros. And I think we got a total of 30 points off of it. Then after that, that's when I got really aggressive with our eval here, because, you know, we got a 50K eval. And so we're trading it pretty aggressively. I hate that my original entry this morning, John, was down at 582, 583. And since we paper handed it, we missed out on a 100-point move. Then this last trade, I took off stream on micros. Because, like I said, if you take anybody's advice in the chat, you just kind of have to take that at your own risk. I'm not saying it's bad advice or good advice or whatever. Like, you know, anybody, even myself, you know, everybody's advice you got to take at your own risk. But we took, yeah, I know I took a long because you said we needed 68 to hell. And so I took a long off stream on that. That 68 when it held. but I didn't want to take it on the stream. Be like, you know, Candlelight said 68 and it fell. Like, why are you, taking someone else's trades or whatever? So, so like I said, you got to take anybody's advice given to you by your own risk. Yeah, I know everybody. I don't like it because we're this high up. If we just didn't get done with a 100-point move, I'd probably feel more comfortable since we just moved up 100 points. It's nerve-wracking when we've already had a 100-point move this morning. But I ended up with 838 off of taking that hold off of the 68. But this is also an eval too. And we also had another nice bull flag setup too, guys, with a pullback into your 21 EMA. The only thing about it, you just didn't get that acceleration move like you would hope for. It just kind of turned into consolidation, stair stepping. So we still got a long ways with these funded accounts with Bulanox. I want to say we're a little bit closer. If I switch over to Apex, I think we only need about $600 more to get a payout with Apex. But with Bulanox, we need still about $900 to get our first payout because we're at $1,160 in the funded account on the 25K. But you got to get to $2,600 to request $1,000. And for the 50K, you got to get up to, I want to say 3,600. So this is why we're doing one mini and trying to get to the $400 a day on that one. Unfortunately, I feel like the move of the day was that one that some of us took here in the 80s. This was definitely the move this morning. Because we had the big pull up, or, we had the push up above the VWAP, above the 200. It was really a ugly looking bull flag, but I still took it anyway, right there around the 80 level. That was my original entry. We ended up paper handing the trade and only capitalized 10 points. So then we had the other push up. So we waited for it was another weak bear flag, as you can see. I mean, these aren't good bear flags. Bull flag. I don't know why I keep saying these freaking things backwards. So then we got long again around the 13 for our next trade, and that was also another funded account. I think we ended up taking profit all the way up at the 50. So it turned into almost 13, 23, 33, 43, almost a 35-point trade. And as you can see, we still left 50 points on the board. I mean, we made it all the way up to the whole numbers. Yeah, I'm the same way, John. I struggle with those taking trades early in the morning myself. That's why I ended up paper handing that trade, just because, like I said, those trades make me nervous too, John, with those first 30 minutes. Then this was the third move here. This one's actually a little bit better. This is the one that Candlelight was talking about in the chat. She said 68 needs to hold. So 68 did hold. We pulled back right below your 21 EMA. We made another nice, better looking bull flag than what we had this morning. And so then you can, kind of pick your spot. Probably mid 70s is probably your better entry. So this right here, for anybody that probably watches Patrick in the morning, this is probably similar to what he trades too. If you want to pay $200, he'll teach you how to do it, I guess. But I mean, that's basically all it is just at least one of what he trades. Basically what he's doing is he's looking for a move up. He's looking for a pull back into the 21 EMAs, kind of making a nice looking bear flag or bull flag, and getting long on momentum on the other side of that flag. I mean, we're going to have a deep pullback. We're so far away from the IBH, which is also the 50%. This is the 50% all the way back at the 604s. So, I mean, you would think that we're due for a pullback. Let's see if we can get below this 21 EMA here. Because we also got the 50 EMA all the way back down at the 71. Excuse me. Oof. I'm gonna look at the higher time frame. We'll look at the, see, even your 1 hour candle is kind of bumping against a big fair value gap there at the 95s. Let's see here. Hey, for anybody that wants this free fair value gap indicator, I have it free in the Discord. You know, if you have troubles finding your own fair, you know, if you have trouble just locating fair value gaps, if you trade fair value gaps, I know everybody trades a little different, because I do trade fair value gaps also. And so this way I don't have to look for them. They're just put on there for me. So if you go to the Discord, just go under indicators, and it's the last one I uploaded from yesterday. It'll just say fair value gaps. And the other indicator that I use every day is called the Gemini initial balance indicator. And so what that does is that puts your initial balances, your 50% pullbacks. It'll look like this. This is the initial balance indicator. So it puts the session mid. So this is your 50% mark. So you're way up in premium right now. This is where you need to see back to get discount. It puts also your opening range high, your IBH, which that's your initial balance high, then your opening range low, and your initial balance low. See, now we're just getting some ugly grinding, stair-stepping higher and higher. These are the kind of trades I hate to enter. Now, if you're on a 90% eval and you feel like, you know, risking a little bit, these are the kind of like price action that I like just trading on your cheap evals. Yeah, same. Don't do this on your funded accounts. Try to get your funded to me the best time to get your funded account trade is between that 10 to 11. Good morning, Outer. I was telling everybody a few minutes, Outer, that I was able to get a free indicator for Ninja that'll put all your fair value gaps on the board for you. Since I know you like the fair value gap trades, it's under, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. It's just in the Discord. It's in the Discord under fair value gaps. So this way it also marks out previous fair value gaps that probably hasn't been contested. So this way, if you're paying for like TradingView or something to just have free indicators, which this is why I use Ninja, because I don't like paying for indicators off TradingView. So far today has been a nice trending day. It really has not offered a lot of like those fair value gap trades. Or the failed fair value gap trade so far this morning. Yeah, we're going to probably do the same thing, John, today at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. And we'll come back for power hour. Yeah, definitely got to wait for something because right now it's just a grind. If you went in this back in the 60s and 70s from that first initial pullback, there's no reason to enter up here. These are the type of trades that you FOMO in and you just feel like super uncomfortable because it could just go either way on you. Did you take any trades this morning, Outer? Oh, excuse me. I think Candlelight might be in a long. I think she's looking for 620 is what she said in the chat a few minutes ago. Okay, yep. So she said she's still in a long. I'm not sure if Candlelight still does it, but she also does trading lessons if anybody's interested in trading lessons. Do you still do that on the side, Candlelight? The trading sessions? Okay, yeah, private coaching. Okay. Yeah, if anybody's interested, they can email Candlelight at her Gmail. I don't know much about her type of trading style, but I know she's trading. She trades every day. She'll usually stop in here, but she's also in I want to say Methodical Man's lobby a lot too. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's why I always like to hear, if people's got different advice in the lobby, feel free to tell us about it. Everybody has to take whatever advice that anybody gives them at their own risk. You can say, "Oh, that makes plenty of sense," or you can be like, "I don't know, I just don't see it." So, I mean, it's just like these fair value gaps. Surprisingly, a lot of people have trouble finding the fair value gaps on the charts. So that's why when I found that free indicator, I was like, oh, we're going to save this because I know sometimes people have a hard time finding those or pointing those out. Woo! Here comes Candlelight's target of the 620. So I did this last trade that I took off stream. That, like I said, that was a candlelight kind of call out. That was on my eval there. And so before that, I took a 10-point loss, and the other one was right at break even. I think we risked it about $40. So we were down about $300 on my eval. But then we over leveraged a little bit whenever I saw 68 was going to hold, and we went for the full 10 points with like 5 minis or 6 minis. Now we have a little bit of profit that we can risk. So now we're just going to trade on some micros here. We're going to trade with like 7 micros on this 50K. So, but we just got to either wait for some kind of pullback or setup here. Woo, getting a nice looking pullback now. Looking for, I know it looks like we have what, equal lows almost down there around the 70s. 70s and 60s. Let's see. Man, it's so hard. I want to try it, but man, I know we've been moving up all day, so it's so hard to get short. Let's see what happens with this area here. We want to see this non-EMA hold up and maybe kind of start rolling over. Maybe we can finally get some kind of pullback here. See if the 700 hold number holds. No. Man, was that another nice bull flag setup? I saw that too, but I wasn't sure. Man. So the ES is not wanting to drop. Where is the ES at? I've barely looked at the ES this morning. Mazzini called out the long this morning on the ES. I put it in the chat, but we didn't quite make it back down to that level, but we came pretty close. It looks like we got back about the 90s there. So that 86 to 88, this was the long here from pre-market. So this is for anybody that follows Adam Mazzini. If you're able to take his long off that 86 ADH, which he was kind of like the bear bull line this morning, man, that was his trade this morning. This seems like most of my entries of the day. Every time I've taken some kind of breakout, we still get it, but it's just you have to just sit through chop. Yeah, so this would have, if I was going to take this breakout, 05 would have been my entry, and I would have taken most of my profit off at 15. So this trade would have been a tough trade, but I'm not going to take trades when we're this high up in the leg. Because right now, every time you buy, you're buying in premium right now. From at least if you pull your Fibonacci from this morning. Maybe. Do we at least get the 15? If you can get 10 points, I'm usually 10 points is my ideal for first target. Then I leave a bunch of runners on. All right, so pretty close. Man, you didn't even get your 10 points. It's struggling just to get your 10 points up there to the 15s. The ES is not syncing with the. Let's look at what the ES is doing. I don't know. They're on pretty good target. I mean, they looked almost identical at the moment. The ES is making higher highs. Oh, I get. Okay, I got what you're saying now. And it's just a slow grind, guys. Slow grind. All right, so there's the 620. So we did have another bull flag setup, but like I said, you're so high up in the leg that it just a little bit more risky there. Your last trade here was definitely back here around the 60s for the deeper pullback that we had after this initial high here. So that was almost what, a 30 point pullback from here to here. These are the type of trades you get in, and it's hard to hold for your full profit just because it's kind of just grinding higher and higher. So you just get uncomfortable and you close the trade for less profit. That's kind of what happened to me this morning. So that's the only thing that sucks about these type of trades. And it's even worse if you're in a funded account. You know, if it's in maybe a cheap eval, maybe not so bad. But man, if you're in a funded account or live account, we're definitely thinking about it the first of the year. Want to start a live account to trade. I haven't traded a live account since I first started trading. Woo. Nice call out on the 20 level candlelight. I wouldn't mind seeing us have a pullback, maybe back into the 90s again, like down to like your 50 EMA. Maybe we can look for another long out of there or something. Or if we lose the 50, then you can look for another trade back down into the 60s. Try not to take as many trades as I was doing last week. Last week we were over trading a lot last week, guys. Where's the ES? I'm not even, well, looks like maybe if we get above the 30s, we could. We're also at that IBH 2.0 on the ES. Usually anytime you get above that 2 on that move, it usually becomes a little bit slower. Poof. Like I said, all these pullbacks, you just kind of have to take at your own risk. I mean, they're at least giving you 10 to 20 points if you're willing to take them this high up. And this is what every trade's like. Let's just say you drew your flag and you got in long here at the 20. See how it's just stalling? I mean, I would be looking for the 30 as my target, which I don't see no reason why we couldn't possibly get the 30 because it's your next IBH or initial balance up. But it's just, I just feel like it's just going to be grinding. Like, takes about 4 or 5 candles just to get there on the minute chart. Did we finally get the pullback we were looking for? We need a really good pullback here. Oh, didn't even have time to barely look at it. I was trying to see what kind of maybe trend line that we had moving up from the bottom here. So this was the 50 EMA touch. This is the one we talked about a while ago, the 98. We did break a lower low here. You know, we got now a lower low. This was the previous low here from the previous leg. I want to see a pullback all the way into the 60s. That's kind of what I'm looking for here if we're going to get a good pullback. These are horrible pullbacks. We need that really 30, 40 point pullback here, or, you know, like 40, 50 points where we get, this is going into the lunch hour. A lot of times we'll get that 50% pullback. Like I said, guys, we are on the 50%. I mean, a cheap eval, so we are going to trade it aggressively. And this here is just based on us losing that 50 EMA. And plus we got Ponzi here. Ponzi, he likes to be wishing the market to sell off. So all right. I think we can definitely get 70. 70 should be a reasonable target there. All right, so we will risk a little bit more since we're just in on one micro now, guys. We done sold all of our other our targets. Now we're moving into the macro time, which is the last 10 minutes of the hour. So now what we're looking for is we want to see if we can get the 200 moving average touch. But we'll have to get through that level 68 there. I think that's where Candlelight said we had some support there. And your 50% pullbacks is all the way here at the 12s. And we also got a pivot at the 30s. So there's a lot of targets below. The next target that we'll have to get through is the 53s after the 68s. Oh, confirmed short. That's what I'm saying. Look out below. Come on. I'm just looking for 40 here. I wish I had another contract that I could have put one here at the IBH. We're going to take 46. That'll be 50 points. That's 50 points. That's a good trade. You know, if you get 20, 40, 50 points. All right, we're going to at least take 20 points out of this. This way we don't take completely anything, because I don't want to see it get back above 72 or 68. And see, we also could get this initial balance bounce too, so you have to be aware of that. That's where I wish I'd actually. That was probably the safer of the trade, is putting it there. Looks like we're trying to get through. Come on, we want the 200 touch. That's all the way at the 37s. We're 10 points off of that 37. Oh, come on. It's trying to lose that initial balance. All right, we got below it. So let's see if we stay below it or if we pull back up 10 points. All right, so we at least got to back above it if you are taking that initial balance bounce. So usually I like these trades, but like I said, we're already in it short, so there's really no way for us to take it now. So well, I need about what, 2, 4, 6 points to get our take profit at the 46s. And the reason why I chose 46 is just because a lot of times whenever we're this far away from the 200 moving average, a lot of times we will retest that 200 moving average. And sometimes we don't always get to there, but we always get fairly close. So we'll just have to see what happens if we do make it down to that point. All right, sweet. All right, so that turned into a 50-point trade there, guys. 50-point trade. There's your 200. So you're more likely going to find some resistance. Probably a little bit of resistance here at the 30s and 40s. Wow, look at that 10-point bounce off the 200. Sometimes if we hit that 200, you'll get like a 20 to 30 point pullback. Let's see if that happens. Not always, but I like to just out of curiosity, just to see if that occurs. You'll be surprised how much that happens. If you just sit around, be patient, and wait for your 200 EMA bounce, you'll always get almost 10 to 20 point bounces off of that. There's your 20 points. Oh, I thought you said you were looking at the short while ago, Outer. I thought you jumped in there. Oh, too fast. Yeah. Well, I was already anticipating jumping in on that one. Sounds good, Candlelight. Yeah, we're going to be calling it quits here in a minute too, because I don't want to sit here and lose my profit during the lunch hour. And we'll just come back and trade this evening. I really want to get comfortable with taking these 200 moving average bounce, but I just haven't got there yet. Because that's a 20-point trade off of that. So, like I said, that was what my decision was, to put that 10 points before that 200. Is it going to give us 30? I think it's going to give us 30. I think we have 68. We could pull back and retest that one level that Candlelight was talking about earlier, from that 68 level. All right, there's, woo. I mean, I guess you could almost consider this a bear flag. I may risk $100 here. Just kind of waiting to see what happens with our next candle here. And just like to risk about 10 points and see if that 68 holds. Let's see what happens with this candle here. I just didn't know if this was going to turn into a grinding consolidation spot. All right. This is basically a high risk trade, guys. No, it doesn't look like we're going to get it. Because I won't risk no more than $100 on this trade here. Like it's going to rip her head off on this one. Oh, yeah. All right. We tried it one more time. We don't want to risk any more of our profit there. That we did get over $1,000 on that last trade. I thought we can, and it still may go. I don't know. Not really sure. We're in the lunch hour. So like I said, this is why I try to stay away from the lunch hour. I start losing my profit if I continue trading. So I can kind of explain how we got here today with this 980. So my first trade this morning, we were down about $300 in the red. Then Candlelight said that if 68 holds, we should move higher. So I did take a trade based off what Candlelight was saying. I waited for 68 to hold. We drew a flag and we took the bear or bull flag breakout. And we were also in it about 4 or 5 minis. I can't remember. It was a lot. We were putting the boys on the table there with that one for like 10 points. Or 10 points. So 40 ticks. Then the next trade was the one that we just entered where we got 50 points. We were a little over. We were at $1,080. And then this trade here that I thought, well, maybe we may continue back lower to retest the lows. I ended up losing $100. So that's how we got to 980. Then this account here that we're up 175, this is a funded account. And I paper handed this one. This is the one we were actually we had actually bought right there at the bottom for that initial 100 point breakout. But we only considered 10 points. So, or it looks like maybe 9 or 10 points. I thought we got 10 points, but we only ended up with 175. Then this one is our 25K funded account. We ended up with 30 points on it because we started out with the initial 5 micros. So we sold 3 off at 40 ticks, and then we got 40 more ticks with just micros. Or is it 20? No, 80. Actually, 80 more ticks because we ended up with 30. Then the one that we're negative $12 in, what that is that's already a pass eval. And so I'm just taking little micro trades to get trading days with it. I think the one we're going to submit first is this one. Because I think we already have like 6 or 7 trading days. I think you only got to have 5. I know. I think I was one candle too early to this trade, Ponzi. Unfortunately, guys, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes you're a move too early. And this is what we were looking for a while ago. Man. See, now I feel like we're going to break through the 200. That sucks. There's nothing worse than being like a mover too early before it, then you miss out like on your whole trade. That's always the worst. I mean, I feel like we're definitely getting down to the 40s. And we could bounce again off of that 200 for us to move back up to the 20s. This is kind of like the classic bounce off of your 200 moving average, where you bounce off your 200 moving average, and a lot of times you will pull back into your 21 EMA. And I like the fact that we're below the IBH here too. So it's still looking pretty good for the shorts here. All right, there's our next retest of the 200 moving average. That sucks. I had to take $100 loss on that last trade when, you know, I could see us moving down, but just got there too early. Wow, are we getting another 200 EMA bounce? So the 200 right now is going to at least pay 20 points on back-to-back bounces. It's just insane. Didn't quite get as deep as this other one. It looks like we missed it by, what, almost 2 points. Maybe we'll get a new eval or something tomorrow and practice these 200 EMA bounces. We just closed back above this IBH too. Might get our head ripped off on this gap trade here. So what this trade is, this is a failed fair value gap trade. This is, we made a swing high, a swing. Oh man, we didn't actually get the swing low. I thought we did. So this will definitely be my last trade of the day, for the lunch hour. You just you should have warned me. You said, "Hey, don't take it long. Don't take it long." All right, so that took us down to 880. Oh, is it going? That's going to suck if it turns around and goes now after it comes down and stops us out. All right, guys, that's going to have to be it for me today. I don't want to sit here and just continue over trading because I'll sit here and just start just trying setups and it'll just ruin my day. Especially since we had a pretty good positive morning. We did take a few losses, but our big wins kind of trumped over the smaller losses. So, but I've tried to keep my losses to no more than like 10 points at a time or 40 ticks. So, because, you can take those smaller 10 point, 40 tick losses, but then turn around and get you a 20, 30, 40 point move and it'll make up for it. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and we will be back in a little. Oh yeah, we're gonna go have us probably some a cup of coffee. Oh, look at it go! Come on. Son. Oh well. All right, guys. We'll be back in a few hours for Power Hour.